Hey, check one, check one. Can you hear me? I was in the background trying to figure out if you guys could hear me or not. Oh, yeah, we're cooking. What is going on, guys? I was over here wondering why I couldn't hear anything. And I was like, man, what is going on? Hey, what is up, guys? Happy Thursday. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. What is going on, guys? We made it to another Thursday, man. I'm so happy. We got a lot of good things to talk about. Let's see here. Man, oh man. Look, we've got one more day till we hit the weekend. So this is like a perfect ease into, but we got a lot of cool things to talk about. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was finally flew the E-flite Decathlon RJG 1.2 meter. And I'm telling you, it's an awesome flying little bird, guys. I can't wait for you guys to see the actual the review of that airplane. Super surprised how well it flew. Very aerobatic airplane. And I think for its size, it's a great little park flyer. It's one of the cool things is we get these airplanes and we never know how they're going to fly. So when we take them up, we get like a good idea of how they're going to handle and what they're going to be. But we expected the Decathlon to be a really good flyer because it's an aerobatic airplane. And guys, let me tell you, dude, that thing did not disappoint. It's got more power than you can ever want out of an airplane. So I'm telling you guys, super stoked on that one. We've got a really cool airplane coming out, something special in the pipeline that's going to be coming out from Hobby King. I can't tell you guys about, but I can just tell you that it's going to be pretty cool. I think you guys are going to like it, but man, there's so many new airplanes coming to market. But guys, I'm going to jump into the comment and just going to do a quick roll call. Let's see. What's up, Winston Brown? How you doing? Travis Clay. It's Joey Lowe. What's going on? Silver Fox. What's up? Craig Bevan. Winston Brown. Hey, sorry, man. I didn't see you at the swap meet. I had to do daddy duty, and my kids, last minute had to watch the kids, so can't play. 80Ks RC. What's going on, man? Let's see. Charles McDaniels. What's going on? John F. Hamilton. Confederate States of America. What is going on? Let's see here, man. We've got a bunch of you guys in here. So, John F. Hamilton. We got a nice little group of people. Stoke Productions. What's going on, man? Glad to have you in here. Let's see here. He says, hello, Major Tom to ground control. I hear you. RC Flying Veteran said that L-39 flew great with a butter landing. And so we're going to come back to the E-flite Decathlon, but I wanted to tell you guys, I just dropped the video today of the Aerofoam L-39, man, and that was the turbine version. And let me tell you, it was awesome. It was awesome. And sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. And let me tell you, it was an awesome flying plane, guys. I don't know if y'all saw the video of it or not, but it flew really well. It has a Cortex gyro inside of there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the setup a little bit more. But man, one cool thing was, and I'll pull that video up for you guys just so you can see it, and I'll share that screen with you guys. But I'm telling you, I checked this airplane out because you guys know I'm doing, I'm going on my turbine journey. And I've had a lot of people say, man, you're going turbine and you're never going to go EDF. Not true. I love the EDFs. Don't get me wrong. The turbines are amazing. But I love the EDFs, man, because there's sometimes you just want to throw a battery in something and go fly. So that's where the EDFs win, right? Like there's times where it might be a crosswind at the field and I don't want to, risk my turbine plane, but I'll take my EDF up there and I'll fly it and get some good flights out of it, So, but I will do that. But, there's just times where you just feel more comfortable flying the EDFs. And guys, the EDFs are absolutely a ton of fun. And I've got the Zeus in the pipeline coming too. So I waited on the Zeus. I wanted to see how that one. I wanted all the craze on that one to come down so we can give it a good legit view, right? Because everybody ran out and bought it. Everybody ran out and did a review. You'll see common trends like that. So, but yeah, RC Flying Veteran, you're absolutely right, man. It was a butter landing, dude. That airplane just lends itself, and it's just like the EDF version. Jeremy, I called up Jeremy and I said, "Hey, Jeremy, how does this airplane fly?" And he told me point blank. He says it flies great. He was like, matter of fact, my son is flying it, and he showed me a video of his son flying it. So I was like, well, Kyler's a really good pilot, but if he can do it, I'm pretty sure I can. So, yeah, man. So that's what I did. And so we'll jump into the video. Let's take a quick look at the video real quick and see what you guys think. So we're just going to jump in there, and I'm going to show you a couple quick snippets of it, and then we're going to keep it moving. So let's see here. Got that right there. We're going to share that right there. We're going to go big right here, and we're going to press play. There we go. So very cool. And you can see intro flight. That was RC Pilot Will. He helped me out that day. And you can kind of see. There, man? You can see me right there. Airtone Breitling L39. And that one's got a Schwewin 80 in there, guys. So that's an 80 Newton turbine in there. You'll see this one right here is the same size, identical to the EDF version. So they fly very similar, except turbine power is completely different than EDF power. And I'll explain, but let's watch the video. Yesterday, and stabilization, our camera wasn't did a big shout out to bananahobby.com and rileyhobbyshop.com. Don't forget to check those guys out, guys. And yeah, Banana Hobby sells the turbine version of this one. So but man, it was really good. So a little quick taxi out. The cool thing about the turbines is, like, if you can fly the big EDF, guys, you can fly a turbine. I promise you can. Absolutely. So we did the taxi out there. We got the taxi, locked the brakes. And this was my maiden flight on this one, guys. So check this thing out. Like, I was super nervous, but here we go. Just a good flyer. Just super easy, guys.
Flaps are up.
Flaps go up, gear go up, and it's just a cruiser.
Coming around.
RC Pilot Will was Johnny on the spot on the camera, guys. He was locked in. And that was a cloudy day, too. So cloudy days are sometimes hard to video in, but you can see.
Yeah, we didn't have any wind yesterday, so conditions a little different.
You can see how it's flying around. It's doing good. And, one thing that you want to do, anytime you get a new airplane up, you guys know this, pick it up, fly it around a couple of revolutions, make sure it's dialed in, and then you're going to land it. Check the control surfaces, make sure everything's good. But you can see it was locked in the turns. And that was with absolutely no gyro. So I turned the gyro on, and it was locked in. I did a couple of high-speed passes right here.
You gotta get a feel for the bird before you start doing crazy stuff. You want to be safe as possible.
Yeah.
Just going around.
I mean, just good.
Just getting a good feel.
Just did a couple of high-speed passes of it.
I got my timer set for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, so you're good.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a great flight. I got a lot more video footage of this one, guys, but I wanted to kick this one out and at least show you guys this thing.
Right.
So we'll skip to the landing, and I landed it, with the gyro on. And guys, let me tell you, gyros just make an excellent flying airplane even more better. Check this out. We set up the landing.
Nice glide.
Look at that thing. That's the gyro keeping it locked in. All you have to do is worry about scoring a good landing, elevator, keeping her steady.
No.
Dude, look at that, man. That was absolutely nice. That was such a good maiden flight right there. Man,
the butter?
I was happy.
That was
Hit the brakes,
crazy smooth.
came in,
Jeez.
and
Yeah.
there you have it. So, yeah, man, that was probably that was an awesome flight right there. So, but I'm jumping into the comments and taking a look here. Let me see here. Let's see. Um, Jeff F. Hamill says, you going to have it at Joe Knoll next month? If I can make it at Joe Knoll, I will go. I might be able to make it there a weekend. I think Jeff's going to try to go there a weekend too, John. Let's see. Any chance you've got the chance to check out ELRS in Radio Master? No. I've looked at Radio Master radios, and the best thing I did FR Sky, and for me it was just the learning curve was too much there, Joey. So I went back to the Spectrum because it was just super easy. It's super easy, intuitive. I don't have any issues with range. You can buy extra receivers that I run into my turbine planes, and I have redundancy on the receiver. So yeah. Seth says, I just bought the FMS P40 980 millimeter with an 80 amp ESC. Should be fast. Yeah, that thing's a rocket, dude. No doubt. Let's see here. Confederate States of America says, do you have any experience with the VQ B24? Because I just got one and can't seem to fit the batteries in there. I do not, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I don't have any experience with the VQ, the B24. I bought VQ model airplanes way back in the day. But yeah, I'm telling you, Snow River says, about time Hobby King did something. Yeah, they got something coming though. Still Production says, like I said, Bobby, L39 is the best beginner turbine. It really is, guys. It really is. Gooniac, what's going on, man? He says, what's up? And yes, your turbine L39 flew great. Bash Till Broken, he says, there is something about turbines though. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, there's just something about turbines that's hard to shake. And I'm not kidding. I've got it bad, man. The good news is like I don't have the means to sustain lots of turbine planes. Like, just don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's super expensive. So, but the cool thing is about turbines, you don't need a bunch of them. Like, you just need maybe one or two, and you're good. But it's like anything else. We have tons of airplanes. So, what's up, RC Pilot Will? What's going on, man? Let's see. It's actually pretty good, I'm telling you, man. So let's see. Stoll says the turbines just have more power than EDFs. Same experience and feel as a 105 millimeter. Yeah, the power is completely different, guys. I don't know how to explain it other than, yeah, they just have more power, more thrust, so they fly lighter. But I'm telling you, it's so interesting too, because when you have the EDFs, you want to go super fast, right? Like, you just want to go super, super fast. But in the turbines, you actually enjoy doing just cruising around, man. So, and going for precision and everything. And you'll do, your trips and stuff like that. But man, I love it. Paulo Will says, hey, Bobby, show them the difference. Pull my video. We did the flights in the same weather conditions. Let's see. I can't remember, man, what that video was. I can't. Let's see here. And he said Greece. Let's see here. CVO Hobo, what's going on? He says, that was smooth flight, Bobby. Great job on the camera. Pilot Will. What's up, Yamaha Z450? He says, thanks for pointing out some of the differences between EDF and turbines. Slow down on posting all these cool videos because I can't buy all the jets as quick as you post the videos. Dude, I tell you, man, I've slowed down a lot on the posting of the videos. Believe it or not, I used to try to come out with 2 new video reviews a week. And man, that's super duper hard, man. I'm telling you, 1 a week is plenty, but 2 was crazy. So hopefully this pace is good for you. By the way, Jeff is at a softball game doing the daddy duties and holding down the fort with his kids and everything. So that's where he's at, but he should jump in here soon. Seth Greenberg asked a question. He says, how many turbine planes do you have? Right now I've got 4. I've got the L39. I've got the Turbo Timber. I've got the Dolphin, and I got a Viper 2.2 meter. So yeah, it got a little crazy, man. So but the cool thing about the turbines is that they all fly differently, but I prefer the 80 Newton size. It's easy for me to transport. They're not massive. Sometimes the turbines get so big, it's a problem transporting them. And sometimes big airplanes, man, you just don't want to fly them. But the bigger turbines have such a light wing load. And I was talking to Haggard Hobbies about it, and he was like, "Man, you can come by at like a stall speed and just cruise, So, but I'm telling you, man, it's been so fun. It's just been the journey on turbines has been so great. It really makes you appreciate the electric airplanes. It really makes you appreciate the gas planes because after flying a turbine, there's a certain level of stress. After you're done flying that, the gas planes, the electric planes are just fun. So if you can make the jump, guys, set a goal, man, down the road and try to make an attainable goal that maybe a year down the road, you'll do it. But as you do the progression, try do like I did if you want. I started out with the little 70s and electric airplanes, well, gas planes, then electric, and then 70 millimeters, and then 80s, then 90s, then 110, well, 105s, and then 110s, 120s, and then boom, turbines. And I'm telling you, man, the transition has been excellent. So let's see. Eddie Case has just popped on a E-flite Viper 90 with $100 off sale. Yeah, man. They've got a big sale going on, Horizon Hobby. So if you have a chance, you want to save some money, go ahead and jump on that because I'm telling you. Bastille Broken says you have the delay. I don't know. It could be my internet. Let's see. ZeroBox65 says, I think you have more control with EDFs. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's jump into the comments and see what you think. Do you think you have more control with EDFs or do you have with turbines? Because I'll say this. I think that's a good question, but I think it's the same, to be honest with you. I think you have more with the turbines because you have more thrust. But with the EDFs, you have instantaneous thrust because if something goes bad, you can just punch it. But with the turbines, you got at least a 4 to 8 second turbo lag, depending on how you have it set up. Viper 90 is a phenomenal flyer, guys. Seth Greenberg says, that's a great deal on the Viper. I almost bought one. Yeah, $100 off on the Viper, guys. Better go get one. But here's the thing. Let's think about this. If they're doing $100 off on the Viper, why are they doing $100 off? They got something else in the background they're getting ready to come out? Are they going to come out with a Viper 2.0? So it's a great deal, but I'm always curious like that, Whenever somebody has a deal, I'm always wondering, why are they having a deal? Like, what's coming up next? Correction, the 90 Viper. Let's see. Yeah, but if you don't have the 90 Viper, guys, go get you one. That thing can handle 7,000 milliamps of power. Bastille Broken says, are we still going to do the real flight in the Discord server link? That's a Jeff thing. I don't even actually have the real flight, but I know he was trying super duper hard to do it. But yes, we will end up doing that. I don't know if it's going to be tonight, but absolutely we will. Stowe Production says, for those getting the itch to buy a turbine, start with either the Aerofoam models L39 or the Aerofoam models F22. Both are super chilled jets. The L39s has many different schemes too. Those two are really good airplanes. I'll even throw in the first one that I learned on was the Boomerang Jets Turbinator 2. All balsa airplane. Flies phenomenal, dude. This thing comes in at a crawl. It's the only airplane, turbine plane. You can do it with L39. You can come in and chop the throttle, drop the flaps, and just focus on coming in. You don't ever have to worry about it, doing anything crazy. So it's amazing. It really is. RC Flying Veteran, he says, Bobby, you said you have a turbine turbo timber? No, I have a turbine Dolphin, and I have a turbo Viper, 2.2 meter Viper. So I think it's an 86-inch wingspan. So I've got that, and I'm actually working on it in the garage. And which I tell you, man, I've learned a lot. When I bought that airplane from another a person that actually it's never been flown, but they put the airplane together, they put the servos in it and stuff like that. Um, you know, and I learned a very valuable lesson, guys. So, which is going to segue into the next thing we're going to talk about is double check your planes, guys. So I'll tell you a little story. I bought that Viper 2.2, and you always want to get familiar with an airplane. Like it could be any type of airplane, but always go through and check it for yourself. Don't take for granted that it's plug and play and it's done. It came from the factory and it should be good to go, because it's probably not. But it doesn't hurt to check it. So I'm going through this airplane, and man, I'm seeing all kinds of like red flags where the airplane's long, so the person who put it together put like a very long servo extension going from the front of the plane all the way to the end, but he used like three different types of servo extensions to do it. And I'm like, what in the world, man? So many fail points. And then, he has the wire running on top of the turbine tube where the heat goes. So, moral of that story is, guys, just check your planes. You know what I mean? Like, go through your planes and check it, and check your flight control surfaces and everything. It will save you a lot of money, and it will save you a lot of headaches for sure. Let's see here. Free wing Banshee 64 millimeter on 6S is stupid fast. Takes a 4,000 SMC and goes. Well, guess what? I have one of the Motion RC Velociter or something like that. I've got that thing, and that's going to be up next. So got a lot of planes, man, to bring to you guys to check something out. Just try some different things, and see what you like, and see what else is out there. So, but yeah, man, a lot of good stuff. Let's jump into the comments here. Let's see. Bachelor Bergen says more control with turbines if you're a good pilot, but if with EDFs you have instant thrust. Yep, that's true. And let's see, may have instant power. Let's see. Seth Grimber says, I don't know. You could use 6S on the Freewing Banshee. Blades over moving surfaces. Warbirds are tricky. Absolutely, man. Soul Production says, I have more control with turbines. They have brakes, more flight times, less worry about and consumption. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's see here. Red wine is fine. What's going on? He says, absolutely. It's a beast on 6S. Hand launching is sketch with my little hands, so stated with the cheap landing gear. So there you have it, man. Man, we're actually just cruising right along. Let's see here. Seth says, need to update the ESC and EDF. So we'll have to see what that's about. Let's see. Seth Greenberg says, oh, you and my question. So, and Bill said it again, you want to triple check. He's absolutely right. So we'll see here. We're going to jump into here. Guys, we talked about it last week, but Free Wing A10 Thunderbolt 2, the V2 just came out. They got the twin 64 millimeter high performance EDF, man, supposed to be a pure rocket. So that should be pretty good. Let's see here. Let's take a look at it one more time, because I know you guys I got a bunch of questions about that thing. And so people were asking me about it. And I was trying to show them exactly, what this thing is about. But you can also see it's $289, which isn't a terrible price at all. So let's see here. I'm going to take a good look here. What's going on here? This thing says live, but you can't see my picture. What's that about? Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Let's see here. So we're going to go ahead and pull this thing up so you guys can see it. And then we're going to go with that. And let's see here. I'm going to take a picture here. We're going to go to presets, share screen, and boom. So there you have it, guys. Check this out. So this is the new Free Wing A10 Thunderbolt V2. It's got twin 64 millimeters, guys. This is the same thing that is in the new 64 millimeter F14. So you can take a look at it, man. But you can see it's got 12 blade EDF fans. It has a realistic sounds. I mean, the thing looks pretty good. It's got twin 12 blade EDF, so that thing ought to fly really good. Um, cool thing about it is it's got a 2850 kV brushless out motors, 40 amp ESCs with reverse thrust. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the reverse thrust. Are you guys? It's so different. I'm not so sure about it. Let me see. What do you guys think? Jump into here. Right. Got me over here. Let's see. We're just going to take a little peek over there. Let's see exactly what we got there. Yep. So you can kind of see what all that's going on there. Just completely different, though. But that Freewing A10 Thunderbolt's pretty good. I'm ready. Are you guys ready for some more, A10s to come out, man? I'm looking. What's going on? Let's see. Man, I looked away for a second and already had Tim Toutant. Man, what's going on? I really appreciate the the $10. He says sunshine coming your way. Guys, check it out. Summer's right around the corner, man. We're about to have really good weather. So this is going to be awesome, man. I'm so stoked about it. We're going to get into the good flying weather so we can fly all pretty much year round. I'm super stoked about that. But Tim, certainly appreciate you doing that, man. That's pretty awesome. Seth Greenberg says, I bought that Velocity. Be careful with your turns. Keep speed up or it will stall. Man, I'm pretty sure that thing will stall. It looks pretty sketchy, to be honest with you. Like, it looks sketchy. If you don't believe me, go over there to the Motion RC and look at the Velocity. It's a sketchy little bird, but it looks like it's going to be fun. I don't know. A lot of people like it. But, Tim, really appreciate you doing that, man. That's just pretty cool. Really appreciate that. RC Pilot Will says, no, it's not the same as the F-14. No, the EDFs aren't the same. They're a little different. Let's see here. Airvex says no lights on that A10. Like, why would you not put lights on the A10, man? I don't understand. What do y'all think? Like, wouldn't it just be easier to have lights on it? P51 fan says, big reverse thrust fan. He likes it. He says, we have paved runway and it matters a lot. Yeah, I could imagine so. I bet it would because, that reverse thrust is going to come in and help you, especially when you're coming in on a hard surface. You'll be able to hit that thing in reverse, slow down nicely. I could see what you're saying. I pick up what you're throwing down. RC Pilot Will says F-14 has in-runner motors. Cool. Tim Toutant says don't need reverse on the A10. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm like, I've never needed reverse, not one time. So I don't know why we actually truly need it. It's probably just a cool thing, but I don't know. RC Flying Veteran says reverse not needed on grass fields. Amen. Let's see, fishing, flying, and that's it. Let's see. Yamaha Z450. He says he's waiting to maiden his F86 this weekend after watching your video and buying it. But here I am already looking at turbines. Dude, Yamaha, I'm telling you, man, this is like the craziest sickness, dude. I have the same issue. I will look at an airplane and, already want that one. But I'm already looking at another airplane, man. Just looking at another one, just getting ready, for the next wave to jump on. But you're absolutely right, man. That F-86, you're going to love that bird, man. It flies so good. And also, I almost don't even want to tell you guys. I almost want to make it a secret, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys. You're going to see this F-86 that I have on 14S. And you're going to see it's a rocket. So stay tuned for that. But I got to tell you, man, it's not recommended to do. But guess what? I'm going to do it. And I can do it safely. So I know it's going to work. I'm going to put that the F-86 on 14S. And that thing is going to be a beast. And then we're going to actually go and we're going to do we're going to do a little video, man. And we're going to watch this thing. We're going to do a speed trial of it. So I don't think we've ever done that before. So we're going to have to see how cool that is. So let's see. Hamilton Hangers, what's going on, man? Let's see here. He says lights are a must. We really do need lights on these airplanes. Like, we really do. I don't think we need brakes, but you definitely need lights. There's something about it. Just adds to the realism of everything. Let's see. Bashel Broken says reverse thrust is fun with prop planes, so you can hover it backwards. Matter of fact, I saw somebody at our fly-in. I want to say, was it P51 or RC Flying Veteran? I want to say he was actually flying 4D with that thing. I've never seen anybody do that. Blew my mind. Tim Teuton, he says, even on a hard surface, no need for a reverse. I agree. I agree. Let's see. RC Pilot Will says, I like reverse thrust when I can kick up dust. Yeah, I saw you do that the other day. Let's see. Hamilton's Hanger says, did you get the BVM 14S setup? No, I did not. Matter of fact, I don't even have a BVM airplane yet. I don't. But I've got the 14S setup for that, telling you, man, for that big old HSD F86. So hang tight, man. You are going to be surprised. It's going to be awesome. I'm super stoked about it. So I can't wait for you guys to kind of see. Seth Greenberg says, how many batteries to make a 14S? I'll tell you, to make 14S, obviously you have to have two 6S's, right? And then you add another 2S. So you got 12S plus 2S is 14S. So yeah, gonna be pretty cool. So hang tight, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited about it. I've been waiting all week to do the speed trial on this thing. So, but we have to be very careful about how we do, the speed trial of this airplane, because we have to keep the speeds down, we have to keep the temperatures down. So there's a lot that that could go wrong, because I don't want to smoke one of those, those EDFs, one of the electric ducted fans. So Bill Shepard says battery placement is critical for great flares on a jet landing. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Let's see here. But yeah, man, we're switching it up, dude. We got to try some different stuff, man. I want you guys to see all this cool stuff that we got coming down the pipe. By the way, look, I said, holy moly, sell 140, $140 off on the big HSD jets by using code RCPR, 10% off. But guess what? All those airplanes are sold, man. There's no more left. We got to get some more. So all those F-86 that we had on sale are gone, man. They sold. They all sold. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good news, I think. Let's see. We have the X-Fly twin liner, 40 millimeters coming, boys and girls. It's coming, so get ready. I know we talked about the twin liner. Some of you guys liked it. Some of you didn't. What do y'all think about that? Let's see. I'm going to jump into the comments. Let's see. Hamilton, yep, he said that's awesome. RC Paulo Will says, you're going to fly the wings off the F-86. I'm going to record it. I hope not, man. But, dude, that F-86 is supposed to, it's going to be handling the same turbine power, as anything else. But I think it's going to be pretty good. And Hamilton said, don't break it. Look, I can't break it because I need to sell it, because I'm going to take the proceeds from selling that airplane and roll that into a turbine airplane for my next adventure. So I told you guys I had this turbine bug really bad. So, and look, Jeff is picking up one too. Jeff is gonna get an airplane, but I can't remember what he's getting, but he's getting something else. So, and as we go through this journey of turbines and stuff like that, we'll be talking about some of the safety precautions. But guys, EDFs are fun, man. There's still nothing better than that Viper 90 out there, other than in the EDF game, for sure. Michael Rosca, he says they make 7S batteries also. They do, man. They're just they're big. They're big. Hamilton Singer says, how are you gonna say a speed trial, then talk about keeping the speed down? Yeah, Hey man, it is what it is. What can we do? But you're right. I can't help it. Hamilton says Pulse sells them 7S ones. That's actually not bad. Let's see. Tim Teuton, he says, my Aerofoam T45 Detroit Tiger scheme, wow, is looking awesome. Still need to install the Shui 180 turbine. Dude, I'm telling you, man, if I could have done it all over again, I probably would have put the Shui 180 in that Aerofoam T45. It flew amazing with the big 110 EDF, but I'm telling you guys, man, there's something different about that airplane, and it looks good too. That Texas Star, good. Let's see here. Red Wine says, or just use 3S and 4S, same MA and C for the 7-pack. That's true. You could do that too. P51 fan says, is Jeff getting a turbine Viper 90? No, he's not. He's going to get some other type of some other jet. I can't remember what it was, but he's having somebody build it for him. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Bashful Broken says, I love 3D planes. Just picked up a beast. First flight, I ripped the elevators and landed in a knife edge. Second flight, did it with the ailerons and landed in one piece. I hate factory hinges. Yeah. Dude, you've got to go through these airplanes yourself, man, and you've got to double check them because look, you can't count on the factory, man. You know, sometimes they got kids over here making these things, right? It's crazy. Stolt Production says twin liner has two schemes. One is the red that you've seen me fly, and the other is a plain white for you to customize. Price is estimated to be $179 at Banana Hobby. Lowest price in the US. So $179 for the twin. Twin liner's not bad. Hey Jeremy, are those things they're still on the ship, right? They're still coming this way? Are they still loading them up? I talked to Carrie earlier. I think I asked her the same question. But I'm getting old, so I can't remember. Hamilton said F-22 is going to be a rocket when he's done. Yes, it is. Hamilton, we should have had you on the channel tonight, man. And by the way, guys, I was going to have Chris, HSD Chris, come on the channel tonight, but he's doing inventory. So he and you know, he knew I wanted him on here, but he's doing inventory on it, and you know, he's a busy man, dude. I'm really excited. I feel really fortunate to be able to test the HSD jets, their big stuff, and Banana Hobby's big stuff. Because think about this: there's only two players in the game that carry these big 105 and 120 millimeter EDF jets, and that's Banana Hobby, and then you got HSD. So, and I'm telling you guys, pay attention to HSD. He's literally changing like the whole persona of HSD jets, and you know, he's actually trying extremely hard to get the customer service down, getting the customers happy, keeping them happy and stuff like that. So like I said, man, as I jumped out on a limb and bought an HSD jet and tried it out, you know, I was just as suspicious as the rest of you guys, because guess what, we, you know, you all hear parts. Well, I'm very sure that the parts is gone because that was the past owner. So I've been nothing but happy. Chris is a pretty cool guy. George Pryor says HSD Chris rocks. Also, what is it? Spanish cop that's on our channel a lot. He's contacted him and talked to him point blank, and it's helped with some setups on some of these things. So I'm telling you guys, it's pretty dang cool. It's just neat, man, seeing how some of these businesses work and how people test the airplanes and the direction that it's going. And also, too, another thing, too, is, guys, it's really nice to have an option other than E-flite, other than Motion RC, you know. So, you know, and really, in my opinion, you only have like those big four players. You got Banana Hobby. Well, I'll say more than that. You got maybe six. You've got Hobby King, Banana Hobby. You've got, you know, I guess you could say Horizon Hobby. And then HSD Jets, like Pilot RC. But I'm talking about in reference to like foam planes. So, you know, it's very interesting. But I will say, Banana Hobby, hey, look, we look at all the airplanes and I look at everything, I'll fly everything, but I'm a little privy to Banana Hobby. It's just because they have a selection of everything. You can go from jets to weird flying VTOL airplanes to EDFs to prop planes, so on and so forth. So it's kind of cool. And also, too, another thing is you got Jeremy Stolt that's popped in here. He actually will test the airplanes before they come to production. Why? Because Banana Hobby wants good customer service. They don't want any problems. Let's see here. Yamaha Z450 Chris is great. Really helped me out on my F86. I'm telling you, dude, Chris is super helpful. Super helpful. HSD has some nice products, yes. And so the only thing about HSD that I will say, and I noticed this too, and I think you noticed this, and it's like just like Banana Hobby, you know, it's just one thing that I think deters people from, you know, some of the larger EDF jets, you know, and it's basically, I just paused. It's basically the price of large EDF jets. You know, you're talking about 1,200, 13, 14, 1,500 bucks. And a lot of people are like, I'm not going to spend that much for foam. But guess what? You're already spending that much on foam anyway. So it's just one of those things. So let's see here. Hamilton says HSD has some nice products. They really do. I'll tell you, man, HSD Jets, hands down, has the best like wiring inside. It's all internal. It's all super clean. Blew my mind away when I saw it. Let's see here. Will says, Bobby, what if I twin turbine my MiG-29? Man, I don't even know if you even have that much room inside of that thing to do it. But there, you can watch videos where somebody puts a single turbine under that thing and it flies it really nice. Tim Tuton says, I got to run. Have a great evening. Hey, man, thanks for having me. Thanks for dropping in. Certainly appreciate you, Tim. You're always welcome here, buddy. ZeroBox65 says, competition is good. The more the merrier. Yes. When we have more options, we all win, and there's enough people in this hobby that we can all like share the same, lane. We can all, there's enough in here that I think that, everybody can bring something to the table. Banana Hobby brings something completely different than what Horizon does. Horizon brings something completely different than Hobby King does. HSD Jets is in a league of their own. They have their own thing. So it's just very interesting when you see it all. And I love it all, man. I love it all. The more options we have, the better we all are. Let's see. Stoll Production says the next container for the twin liner, no one selling them will have them until after us in June. So they will arrive in June. Let's see. What is it? April, May, June. So we got 2 months. They're sitting in the ocean right there floating along. So it is what it is. In the meantime, we've got tons of planes to review. Look, I've got that airplane up there. You can't even see it. But we've got the SU-27 to review. So that's coming. And I'm going to do a lot of the re-reviews, man. I'm going to go back to some of this bigger stuff like the MB-22, the MB-339, man. That's the Aerofoam model. Love that plane. Love that plane. I might keep that plane just to turbinize it, to be honest with you. Just to throw like a little turbine in that thing and have something fun. Dude, that's a very capable airplane. Very capable. Aeros has quality foamies, but they really haven't done anything new or innovative in 3 years. Yes, that's true. I would agree. But I will say Aeros, they have like some really good airplanes. I will say X-Fly has been really phenomenal. And again, I will tell you, Banana Hobby built the X-Fly brand. They did. They put them on the market. They really did. So you got to give them credit like that. Not a lot of people can bring a brand to market and actually like create it and make it successful. But Banana Hobby did. Tim Tuton says, been involved with Banana Hobby for 14 plus years. Yes, I remember watching Banana Hobby back in the day when it was Pete with the gauges and he had like the little beanie on. And I would never understand because I'm just a guy from the South. And I'm like, why is he wearing a beanie in California in the middle of summer, sweating like crazy? I don't get it. But hey, what do I know? I wear most of the clothes I wear Under Armour, so But I thought it was cool, man. I thought he was a cool dude. Flyer Mikey says, my friend is getting the twin liner Monday. Wow. Flyer Mikey, where's he getting that twin liner from? Stoltz says, Banana Hobbies, 4-channel, base white, right there. Boom. So, guys, you can take that link and run with it right there. George Pryor says you have to pay for quality. You're absolutely right. You really have to pay for quality. So, which leads to like the next thing, right? So, why are, EDFs so expensive, right? The question is like, why? Why are they so expensive? And the answer is, I don't know. Honestly, no. You have to think about it. One thing I didn't even think about that Chris, was telling me is that like shipping, man. We're so used we're so used to like we're spoiled. We're so used to having like the Horizon Hobbies and Banana Hobby to give us free shipping that when we have to pay for it, we're like, man, what the heck? So why are EDFs so costly, man? Jeremy Stoll, jump in there, man. If you got some input on it, say something, because a lot of people want to know, why are these so expensive for what they are? It's foam, right? You think about it. Is foam that expensive? Probably not. But is the markup that high? Probably not. But you have to think about tooling. You have to think about sourcing EDFs, servos, but and then you have to think about shipping them across the country. So those costs are all involved. I'll never forget something Jeremy said when the B1B was coming out. He probably won't even remember him saying this, but like, it's good that we're getting these airplanes that are expensive. And you're like, why is that good? And I'm like, it's good because the more expensive the airplanes, the better airplanes are going to come out. Like, you're going to get a better selection of airplanes. I remember him saying that, and I kind of sat back and I was thinking about that. But like, the more money you spend on an airplane, the more research can go into airplane. And then the more they can build these kind of airplanes, the more funding they have to build exotic airplanes like we had. The B1B was cool. The B2 bomber was cool, so we have to think about that kind of stuff. But guys, check out hsdjetsusa.com, check out bananahobby.com, and check out my favorite, RC Raleigh Hobby Shop down there at the bottom. You see the banner, man. Those are the three people I typically rock with, man. Let's see here. I'll jump into some of the comments. Let's see. Is FMS upcoming F-18 the old E-flite F-18? Probably. Lionel Randall, probably. They're all made in the same factory. There's only like a couple of factories out there that make all these planes. So, yeah, they would rebrand it. George Cook says, hey, Bobby, looks like you're having a lot of fun with your turbines. Man, I am. George, I really am, man. It's a new endeavor. It's fun. I'm like everybody else. I'm like a nerd when it comes down to it. I like to know what the turbine's doing. I like the extra stress. I like the focus. And I like they're fun, man. The flight times are great. It's like the best of both worlds. You get excellent flight times, you get excellent sound, and you get excellent flight performance. So the transition's super natural. You guys just got to come off that money. And I had to do the same thing. And trust me, I don't like to do that. I didn't like to spend $600 on airplanes. Now, yeah, I still don't like paying that much. Let's see. There's a lot of technology that has changed for the better in a lot of ways that we don't see. Hence, price increase. Have you gone grocery shopping lately? Absolutely, Michael. My gosh, dude, look, $20 doesn't go near as far as what it did 4 years ago. $20 in fuel doesn't go near as far as it did 8 years ago. And not to sound old, but I remember when I was in high school, I was paying 79 cents a gallon for gasoline. 79 cents a gallon. So what we're saying is this. And unfortunately, guys, we love this hobby, man. We're crazy about it. We will pay whatever to get, to keep us happy. But yeah, Michael, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, you're right. Flyer Mikey says FMS already had the E-flite version of the F-18. Yes, they did. That little 70 millimeter FMS plane, guys, if you want a really good flying F-18, get the 70 millimeter. That thing rotates off of grass, and it's inexpensive, and it flies amazing on 6S. Like, it's awesome. Let's see here. Let's see. Really, Mikey? So it'll be different. So let's see here. Willie Swimmy, what's going on? He says, hey, boss. Sorry, late yard work. Good to hear you guys, man. Thanks for what you guys are doing for the hobby. Hey, man, we really appreciate it. And thank you. While you were talking about doing yard work, guess what? I got out of doing yard work because the battery for my push mower that I cut only my front yard with died. So I didn't have to cut the grass. And it was getting late. And I had to do the show, so I was like, well, shoot, man. Looks like I can't do any yard work today. So I slid right on out of there. So, yeah, thankfully I didn't have any yard work. But, I didn't do the yard work, but I had time to go mess around with the airplanes. So, yeah, but good to have you, Willie. Thank you for checking in, man. And thank you, for the nice, kind words, man. I'll tell you guys, and it's if you do your own channel, you do your own videos and stuff, man, it's really hard, man. It's hard to take the time and to do a live show and to edit videos and to have the videos come out. And there's times where you might not have anybody out there to take the videos that you need and stuff like that. So I'm just super thankful that we've been rolling this long. I think it's been almost 3 years now. And this is episode 150, guys. This is episode 150. I remember when I started, we had 6 people. Michael Roscoe was like one of the 6. He was one of the 6. And I know I'm tearing up your last name, dude. But still, he was like one of the first, man. I'm serious. So, and I remember saying, I was like, man, I'm just going to keep slugging away. He was like, just keep slugging away and it'll be good. And now, the channel, when we do a live show, it fluctuates anywhere from 40 to 60 people. So it's just really neat to do that. But, Seth Greenberg says the production cost are what makes them expensive. Absolutely. Guys, here's the thing that you don't think about. It's the production cost. But yeah, it's foam, but the molds are extremely expensive. And actual foam, it's not cheap like we think. We're thinking of the packing tape foam and stuff like this. But this foam, the turbine rated foam, is a little bit different. It's got different proprietary things in there. So it's not like, your regular foam that you're used to seeing. It's not like you're packing peanuts foam. Let's see. Flower Mike says, I know they are posting on Facebook about colors they want for it. Yeah. So let's see. RC Paula Will said, better go to Costco to save money. Lionel Randall says, Bobby, have you been tempted to get some 10,000 milliamp batteries? I've seen more videos about people flying with them. Yes, I do want to try them. I absolutely do. The 10,000 milliamp batteries is going to save, is going to be like that link between flight time and EDF jets and, getting to your happy median. That's going to get you that 5 to 6 minutes of flight time that we're all been desperately wanting, right? The only thing is like, that would be perfect candidate for this one right here, this Aerofoam MB339. That'd be a great one for that one. It'd be a great one for, the V2s. And if you go on YouTube and you watch these guys flying these 10,000, CHNL lipos, they're doing really well. They're flying really good. So, but the lipos are about like $100 and some bucks a pop. But Lionel Randall, you know what? I will buy one and I will test it because I've been wondering about that. So I'm glad you said that. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to get one and I'll report back to you guys. And we'll solve that little problem right there. And we'll see. And I'll fly it and I'll let some other guys fly it to see what they think. I'm just curious about the weight, right? But, trade-offs. Snow River, he says, you couldn't even manufacture foamies in the U.S. Assembly costs alone would be minimum $100 per hour. And think about how many hours building the pieces take. Yes. That's another thing, too, that we're not thinking about, guys. Like, we're all, we wish it was all made in USA and that kind of thing. But we know if that's going to happen, are you willing to pay more for these? Like, are you willing to pay USA prices for this? Because if you are, then great. If you're not, then you're going to stay with the status quo. So these are things to think about. We all want to be patriotic sometimes, but we all want to save a buck too. So very interesting, dilemma to be in when it comes down to this stuff. And, you'll hear people in the forums and in the group saying, oh, this is, cheap Chinese stuff. But not necessarily. Depends on what brand you get. And you also have to remember this too, guys. The same technology that we're using to fly these EDF jets and electric planes and stuff like that, that's the same stuff they're using in the military technology in these UAVs and these drones that are being used in Ukraine and China and in our own military. So we have to think about, this kind of thing. Don't believe me? Go look at one of these UAV videos. I guarantee it has like a DLE engine on the back of it or some type of Chinese made gasoline engine on it. I've seen them, so it's crazy. But you have to think about that. But you're absolutely right, Snow. $100 an hour to pay one of us. I mean, would you be willing to work in a factory painting foam airplanes for $30 an hour? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Hamilton's Hanger says we're paying for a design and an airframe for the most part with the optional power system, then overseas shipping, in my opinion. Absolutely, we are. You're dead on, dude. You know it. Well, let's see. Flower Mikey says, I'm pretty much leaving the hobby that I had over 40 years. Just getting too expensive for me. Hey, man, Flyer Mikey, instead of leaving the hobby, man, find an alternative. Fly cheaper airplanes. Or, don't. But, you have to justify the means. And if it starts becoming too costly for you, you respectfully have to bow out, man. I completely understand. Eventually, at some point, we're all going to be like, whew, imagine what these airplanes are going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Something better happen quick, right? Hamilton says sales will fall and prices will follow. That's true. Me and Jeff have always said, if you stop buying all of these high dollar airplanes, prices will fall. Prices will fall. Maybe. Hamilton said COVID season is over like it was when prices hike. Absolutely. So I agree. Flyer Mikey says jobs are hard to find in California. I'm moving hopefully to NC and hope to find a job out there and get back to flying, but it will take some time. I tell you, man, North Carolina is a good place, man. You might as well move here. Everybody else is. I tell you, it's funny. Most of my neighbors around me and about 6 other people are the only people from native to this area. Everybody else is from New York, New Jersey, up north, that kind of California and stuff like that. So, hey, man, the more the merrier. The only thing I ask is you keep all the crime and craziness out. Leave that back there. All you RC flyers that are from all those areas, you're more than welcome. The state's open. Snow River says, think about all the components in a foamy, almost any size. Even if they pay $1 an hour, to the slaves in China, that's a lot of work. Yes. And mind you, those people in China are getting paid a fair wage, to their standards. So they're putting food on the table, they're getting job experience. So, it's hard sometimes not to look at things through the lens of, our country and hold them to our standards. You know what I mean? Our standards different than somebody in China versus Germany versus, South Africa versus the Caribbean, So, it's one of those things. That's what I try to do. I try to look at everything objectively. Zero Box 65 says savings on shipping could compensate for a made in USA price. I would agree. And I'll tell you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Aerofoam jets are amazing. HSD jets are amazing. They're good quality. I know the price of those planes deter a lot of people from buying them. And I'm just like, dude, if they could make them in an obtainium price range where you can buy them, man, those are phenomenal airplanes, but I know what it takes to get them and what it takes to get them here. For what's going on? He says Carbon Z Cub or Turbo Timber SWS 2.0. Oof, loaded question, man. Oh man, I'll go ahead and answer that one. I'll take a stab at it. Turbo Timber SWS. Why? Because wood flies better, more robust. It's going to last longer. Handle the wind better. It's electric. It's going to be more resilient than that Carbon Z Cub Turbo. It's going to cost you more, yes, but in the end, it will have more longevity. I promise you. And like everybody and all the old timers have always told you, and you'll hear, balsa flies better. It just does. It handles the wind better. You need the weight. But let me tell you, the Carbon Z is good if you're on a fixed income and you're trying to be cost efficient, i.e. cheap. I say cost efficient. You're trying to be cost efficient. The Carbon Z Cub is very, very good. Very, very good. Those are 2 different price points and planes, but 2 equally awesome airplanes. They both have a place in the hobby. I would agree. Excellent question, man. Appreciate you for it. Let's see. Flyer Mikey says, I don't work, so can't buy nothing. I wish I could get a plane. I do have a nice transmitter, though, more like a paperweight. You know, Flyer Mikey, there's been times where I have people that come over and they're picking up an airplane or something like that. And man, they want to get into the hobby and they don't have the means. I had radios laying around. I've given people airplanes and radios just to get them in the hobby, man, you know? So it's one of those things. I work like everybody else. I buy my airplanes like everybody else, but I tell you, you know, if I can help out somebody and I know they're in need, I'll do it. Absolutely. Jeff's the same way. You know, matter of fact, Jeff gave RC Pilot Will an airplane, man, when his went in, you know? So, you know, we look at it. And if you get in with an RC club, an AMA club, I guarantee that more than likely you got some good-hearted people there that'll look out for you. They really will. Let's see. RC Hub Pakistan. What's going on? He says, welcome to RC Hub Pakistan. What's up, man? Good to have you here. I think that's the furthest we've ever had anybody. Pakistan or Australia. We've had somebody from Japan in here too. But we've got people from all over the world. But good to have you here, man. Let's see. But foam is easier to repair on average. Yes. 0 box 65 foam is easier for sure. Absolutely. You can glue it back together. Beautiful thing about foam airplanes is when they break like a puzzle in chunks, and you can put them back together. Might not be pretty. Might not be the best thing you looked at, but I'm telling you, you can put it back and get flying again. I've seen Jeff do amazing things repairing airplanes that I was like, it's done. Your balsa planes, however, you're going to need a stick builder to glue them sticks back together, or you're just going to have to buy new parts, you know? If you know a bunch of people at the airfield that can build airplanes and repair, link up with them dudes. But yeah, that's pretty much your options right now. Need for Speed says, I like your E-flite Cherokee video. Looks like a fun plane. Dude, that E-flite Cherokee video is awesome. It's an awesome plane. I've said this. Everybody needs a Cherokee. Like, you need the E-flite Cherokee. If somebody would build Banana Hobby, X-Fly, Jeremy Stolt, tracking, a 2.0 meter Cherokee airplane and make it look as good as the E-flite, I don't see how they would not sell. I don't see how they would not sell, man. Just a great, wonderful flying airplane. Let's see here. Greg Pryor says, I give planes away all the time. I'm telling you, yeah. You have people in this hobby that do stuff like that. The coolest thing about being an AMA member and being at a part of a club and knowing people is like these people get to know you. I'll never forget when I first started flying at the club, I had some like little rinky-dink radio, didn't know what I was doing. And a guy, Wayne Parrish, came up to me and gave me a Futaba computer radio that was probably worth $100-200 back then. This is what I'm talking about. This was 2009, 2007. And dude, I was ecstatic that somebody would give me something like that to get me on my feet. And he jump-started me on this RC airplane journey, man. So, and it's kept me sane ever since. He says, you don't have to buy an expensive airplane to have fun. Absolutely. There's so many options now that you don't have to buy an expensive airplane. You can go, Banana Hobby has a whole slew of excellent airplanes that are cost efficient. Hobby King has them. E-flite has them. I mean, you don't have to go crazy anymore. You just don't. You don't even have to build your airplanes anymore, guys. Let's see. He says, enough of me and happy flying. Yep. That's all that matters. Let's see. Need for Speed RC. Check out Flight Test. They have good cheap. Yeah, they do. Man, I used to watch Flight Test back in the day, man. It was awesome. Jeremy Silt says, okay, so here's the biggest things I'm making an airplane that increases cost. So these are the biggest things in making an airplane that increases cost. Let's think about it. Shipping to the U.S. Customs fees. These are things we're not even thinking about. Custom fees. Shipping, again, to customers' houses. Again, they have to pay for shipping from the factory. They have to pay taxes and custom fees. Then they have to pay shipping to your house. Warranty, cost coverage. Customer service expensive. Development prices, right? We all know those bucks get passed down to people. On top of that, part two, molds. actual products used in making the item. Just a few, absolutely. So, and look, the market is not controlled in the US, that's controlled outside the country. So it fluctuates. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you. Flower Mikey, I wish people would give me free turbines. I would love to have a free turbine. That would make my day. Anybody want to give me a free turbine jet? That would be cool. That would be really cool. I don't foresee that happening. But one can always wish. Let's see. RC Hub Pakistan. He says, we have a big RC flying field over here in Karachi, Pakistan, in Lahore, Pakistan. Mostly people are flying balsa wood RC planes that are mostly engine powered too. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man. And the cool thing is this, guys. This is the cool thing about this hobby. We've got people, we're all from all over the world, all over the country, and we're in here right now, unified, talking about RC airplanes, dude. That's the power of this hobby, man. And that's what it's about. That's what people, they don't get, man. This hobby is crazy. We could all literally talk about RC airplanes until we're blue in the face. I can talk about RC airplanes, the RC pilot will, until he wants to pass out. It's crazy. It's fun. Let's see here. RC Pilot Will says, I gave away my Rafale 80mm to my friend a while back. You see what I'm saying? In Pakistan, EPO planes are not much liked by people. The reason behind it is that they are too light to fly. Remember I said balsa flies better in much windy environment. So there you go. Look, balsa flies better, guys. Winston Brown says, Joe Nall coming soon. Who's attending? Who's going? I want to go. I need to go. That's a bucket list thing, man. I need to do that. Here's the problem with me going to Joe Nall. If I go to Joe Nall, I need to have like money to blow because I'm coming back with lots of airplanes and an unhappy wife. Unhappy wife, unhappy life. $0.65. In short, it's a great time to be in a hobby. Been flying since 1970. Yeah, dude. It's so cool right now to see the technology that's coming, Imagine what this hobby is going to be in 20 years from now, right? Did we ever imagine that we'd have computer radios that have Wi-Fi that you can talk to, that you can take pictures of, that you can put 20 channels? I mean, it's just nuts. It's really cool. RC Hub, he says, we import E-flite, FMS, and some other like WL toy airplanes. Yeah, that's cool. Jeremy, I think labor is kind of big also compared to this country, like Snow is saying. Absolutely. Absolutely. Labor costs are super high. I mean, think about it. People at McDonald's right now, they want a higher wage. That's going to make your food go up higher. $20 is not $20 of yesteryear is what we've all learned. Let's see. So, Flyer Mikey, man, don't ever feel like you need to apologize, man, for speaking freely and honest. That's what it's about. I'll give you one that's in 20,000 pieces. I don't think so. In short, it's a great time to be in a hobby. Started flying. Yep, I read that already. Let's see here. And Stoltz said, correct, Michael. The fact is that no one can do this for lower. We made the best attempt with the Flyfans L39 and made is under $200. Yes, yeah. And made it under $200. Yes. That Flyfans L39 is by far the cheapest airplane on the market. That is the most complete, best flying bang for you're going to get. I mean, it is the best bang for your buck. I'm telling you. Let's see. I'm going. Can't wait. RC Aero Ken says, great show, great hobby. Absolutely, man. Good to have you guys in here. I'm serious. We really appreciate it. We do this every Thursday night at 8:30. You're missing Jeff. Jeff's normally in here with us, and we're shooting the bull. But, hey, man, we're holding her steady. Steady as she goes. Stoll says, I'll be at Jets over Kentucky, not in all this year. And look, whoa, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. I normally only go for an hour, and then I shut this bad boy down. And then I go over there and do daddy duty or build airplanes or play with something. But, dude, this has been good. According to me, WL is one of the good products regarding airplanes with all the accessories available in the box like radio, battery, etc. But big EPO airplanes, most of the things are separate. That's very interesting. Jeremy, it doesn't matter the plane or company. It's hobby wide. You couldn't make it worthwhile building in the USA. You can't because the restrictions on foam production. EPA rules. Yeah. Very interesting. And like RC Pilot will say, guys, hit the like button. Dude, guess what, guys? We've been rolling hard. I think it's time to cut you guys loose, man. I'm sure you've got airplanes that you want to work on. I'm sure your family is wanting you back. So guys, man, we had a really good show, man. Lots of good packed information in here. Good conversation. Man, learned a lot from you guys. I hope you definitely learned something here. Winston Brown, I certainly appreciate you guys. Hey, man, just having a great time. Let's see here. Oh, Truth Matter slid one in right before we go. He says, hello. I'm looking for a fast prop plane that loves the grass. Fast prop plane that loves the grass. V900 comes to mind. Yeah. V900 comes to mind. So E-flite V900, I think that's going to be your best bet. Or you can go with, the Hobby King EFX Racer is a really good one too. So think about that one. Guys, hope you'll have a good one. Let's see, $065 says, I'm working on a plane while listening to this. Awesome, man. Hey, look, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for saying good show. Guys, see you at NAW. And we'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully we'll have Jeff in the mix. Hopefully we'll have HSD Chris in the mix next week. I'm going to pull hard to try to get him in here if I can. But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out all the videos that we have. I just released the Turbine video of the Aerofoam L39 Breitling turbine plane with the Shui 180, brought to you by Banana Hobbies. Don't forget to check out HSD Jets. And my favorite down there at the bottom on the banner, don't forget to check out RaleighHobbyShop.com. If you have something that you want and your local hobby shop doesn't have it, try these guys. They can drop ship it to your house. We're punching out of here, dude. I'm smoked. I think we're good. Guys, take care of yourself. Be safe. Fly those airplanes, and we're done. We're out of here. Boom.